Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time for Tomas. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, video game stuff, commentaries, re-reviews, reviews, whatever the case may be, you can feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Miami Vice, the movie, is the topic, the review of today. And the reason I'm trying to talk like this out of it is because really just confusion about a lot of things with this film. Number one, I liked the TV show, especially the first two seasons. The later seasons are pretty iffy, although I had some fun with the last episode. But this felt nothing, sounded nothing, looked nothing like Miami Vice. And you got Michael Mann, who helped produce that show. Michael Mann, a great director. Heat, Manhunter, Collateral, The Keep. And this is easily, in my opinion, one of his worst films. And for some reason, this film has garnered, I guess, a cult following. And I have no idea why. Because to me, there's nothing of value in this movie. I don't even think it's that good looking of a movie. And usually that's a case with Michael Mann. At least it's a good looking, stylish looking movie. I don't even think that's the case with this one. I think for such a big budget movie, it doesn't look that good. I think it's fairly miscast. I think the story at times seems either incomprehensible or so damn dull that you just lose focus, and then your mind wanders like he's lost in a fog. And like, oh, what was this movie about again? It has none of the charm, fun, the cool factor of the TV show. How most of the damn movie doesn't even take place in Miami. It's in like other countries. It's very somber. It's very low key. For the most part, the music is somber. You got Colin Farrell, who I don't mind Colin Farrell as an actor. I liked him in Phone Booth, Tigerland. I even liked him in Daredevil as Bullseye. I think he's very miscast here in the Don Johnson role. And most of the time he's talking with, oh, this is kind of growl. Like so many lines are either mumbling or, yeah, this kind of growl on him. He's kind of talking like this. Like maybe, if I get this, maybe we'll get a Batman role. And Jamie Foxx is very mundane and just very seemingly bored. And I know that's the thing. If you want a good cop movie from Michael Mann, you just go watch Heat. If you want a movie with a good mix of style, music, go watch Manhunter. If you want to watch Jamie Foxx work well with Michael Mann, go watch Collateral. Or the way this film is shot with the digital camera. Collateral worked better because to me it made sense for that film to be shot that way, because that was a movie about this tension of this never-ending night between this driver and this hitman. And so the way the film looked, and we were always at night and we never left it, and the story, the use of music, everything made that film work. Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx's tension with each other. This rising bit where Jamie Foxx is developing in a way into manhood where he's going to take control of his life, just like he takes control of the car and smashes it. And he's not going to be afraid anymore. He's not going to be afraid of this guy anymore. And he's probably going to take the initiative that he hasn't done for a while. There's this vacation spot he always imagined, but he's gone nowhere in life. But finally, he's going to take the initiative. He's going to save this lady's life from this, I don't know if you want to call him sociopathic hitman. There's none of that. No deepness to it. No deepness about being a cop. No deepness about if you go too far down. Like, even Heat did that, where Al Pacino, he's very obsessed with his work, that he's let his marriage crumble, but he's very obsessed to get the job done. And Robert De Niro is very obsessed with his work, so this might be a point where he'll have this love, but he's got to walk away in 3 seconds as he does, until you get that great confrontation. Concentrate. This got great confrontation at the airport. Yeah, that wonderful Moby God moving over the water music at the end. Yes, for Michael Mann, I expect better. Especially for a TV show, he had a good. You think he would have a good idea what that show was about, what that show was like. Especially the first 2 seasons. Not the case with this. I've always hated this film. I think I had this film on DVD at one point because it was one of those times where I was just checking at thrift stores and, well, I would call used places where people had stuff they already used. They either give it away for free because they'll get rid of stuff, or they give it to the store so it gets sold, they get a percentage. And okay, here's movies for $100 or $2 or maybe $3, and you just would look around and, hey, I got $20 in my pocket. Let me buy 5, 6 movies. What they do? It was only less than $20, and I don't remember them, and almost the cost, or even cheaper than a rental. And maybe I'll check out the features and maybe learn a bit of something. I don't know, just. But I must have gotten rid of it years ago, so I had to find it online to watch, which took a while. And I was so bored and very unattached emotionally to the movie. So you have Colin Farrell and you have Jamie Foxx as partners, and you don't really get a good sense of them being partners, as in them, the camaraderie, the friendship, maybe some banter. None of that. Zero chemistry between each other. They're doing some prostitution ring, sting at this club, until at one point Colin Farrell gets a call from a former informant, and he's very worried, and he say, please take care of this person for me. Please tell Jamie Foxx to take care of this person for me. Apparently he was with these Russians who were with the FBI, and they got killed by these other people. I forget where, if they were Colombians, or I forget. And he comes to find out when Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell get to him, and they're trying to talk to him, hey, what's going on? I gotta do it because my wife's in trouble. My wife, they put this bomb on her neck with this like necklace thing. Cops found the wife dead. And Jamie Foxx tells him in the most shittiest way possible, where he's on the phone and the guy's like, I gotta go home, and Foxx is like, you don't have to go home. I'm like, maybe get into the car first or something. No, he says it that way so that the guy steps in front of a semi-truck to get hit. Granted, I would go, oh, you have nothing left to lose, so now really get these suckers to get revenge, but hey, what do I know? And so the two of them want to figure out what's going on, and they decide to go undercover to go into this drug cartel. And you just say, well, it's trying to be realistic. Does that mean trying to be more boring? Again, this is so distant from Miami Vice, from the lack of colors, the lack of sunshine. Not many of this is shot in the day. I don't even think it showcases. Hell, I think the Bad Boys films were more Miami Vice than this movie. I'm being serious. If you took any of the Bad Boys movies and you called them Miami Vice, that is more like the Miami Vice TV show than this fucking movie. The muted colors. I think Colin Farrell's miscast with the kind of growl voice. He got to teach dialogue. Again, Jamie Foxx looks bored. So it's just either hard to follow the plot or it's hard to care. And there's zero sense of camaraderie, fun. I'm not saying they have to do banter all the time. I mean, the first Lethal Weapon has banter, but it's also a serious movie as well. And does every movie have to have banter? No, but some type of character, some type of personality, some type of anything. The story is as muted as the colors. Again, the look of this film, the digital works well for Collateral. It does not work well for this cop movie. To me, it makes Miami, the little bits you see, look like shit. I did not like the look of this film. So they're undercover doing drug trafficking for a drug cartel. A chunk of the story is Colin Farrell dealing with one of the bad guys' girlfriends, wives, whatever, Gong, and they have zero or less than zero chemistry with each other. Do you dance? I dance. And of course, as soon as they start dancing, within 30 seconds, they're madly in love with each other. I dare you to tell me 3 things about Colin Farrell's character in this. You cannot reference the TV show. So you just a good chunk of it, you're watching this very boring, lackadaisical, lack of chemistry filled love story. So what is there to like? Colin Farrell doing his garble garble voice. Jamie Foxx, he has kind of a girlfriend. Even like the captain, they do nothing with him. That was well played by Edward James Olmos. That was an interesting character. Not the case in this. And then it shows them doing. I mean, it seemed like the budget's like, hey, here's a nice boat and here's a nice plane. They're flying a plane for the shipment. They're on a boat for the shipment. Cool. So what? One leads to another. This one guy played by John Ortiz from Alien vs. Predator Requiem. He's one of the guys I never trusted them. They take Jamie Foxx's girlfriend to make sure this shipment gets done. They find Jamie Foxx's girlfriend in this trailer park. And that's maybe the one scene I didn't mind. The one single scene in this movie where they're in this mobile home and Jamie Foxx, you have the camera kind of up close and you see a bit of tension on his face, and you have the bad guys who are kind of these Aryan Brotherhood type of guys working with the drug cartel, and the Jamie Foxx is tense with the gun, and his girlfriend is tied up, and there's like the necklace bomb, and then this female officer is explaining, what you don't do. You think maybe I could shoot you in the head in this one spot, and your hand won't even twitch. Do you believe me? And then she does it, and Jamie Foxx is untying her, and Jamie Foxx shoots someone, and the somber music worked well in that scene. That's like the only scene I could think of that had a hint of, okay, it's not Miami Vice, but something of decency. But the rest of it is just this kind of boring music that, again, okay, song-wise, you hear Numb, the remix at the beginning by Linkin Park, and I forget who else. It's not just the Linkin Park, it's the remix. We have the guy rapping, and then you have the Linkin Park's Numb mixed in there. I don't mind that remix. At the very end credits, you have another version of In the Air Tonight, which I know like some of my friends don't like that version. I do. I do like that version, In the Air Tonight. Very few and far in between, though. And then there's, spoiler alert, there's an explosion, the girlfriend gets into a coma, Apparently, when this movie was shot, there was friction where I don't think Michael Mann was happy with the result of the film, and particularly the ending. I know Colin Farrell's not a fan of the film. He said it was style, but not much substance. Which I don't even see a lot of style in it. But, Colin Farrell's like, you know what, I wish it was more like Lethal Weapon. That's pretty much what he was saying. I wish it was more like Lethal Weapon. I mean, he's got a point. I heard that, okay, Jamie Foxx had worked with Michael Mann on Collateral, and Jamie Foxx said, hey, why don't you do a Miami Vice movie? But when he got on set, this is after he won the Oscar, so he's more demanding of an actor. One thing led to another, and the ending, I guess, was supposed to be shot and take place in a different country. It's supposed to be like a bigger ending, but it had to take place in Miami, and it takes place in this shipyard, so it felt much more of a smaller ending, so maybe to a lot of people it seemed a bit anticlimactic. Although to me, I'm like, yeah, maybe the ending of Miami Vice should take place in Miami. God forbid. But, I guess, Michael Mann, it was more enjoyable to work with Jamie Foxx on Collateral than this movie. And this film didn't do well. This film had a pretty big budget. It did not do well at the box office. And I can see why. For some reason, it's gotten some cult following. I have no idea why. The action scenes aren't much to run home about. Again, if you want action scenes, go watch Heat with Michael Mann. Again, you want style and music, watch the scene in Manhunter with Inagata Davida, baby. That whole finale. And the usage of slow-mo and other scenes of that nature. Or go watch Thief with James Caan. Rest in peace, James Caan. There's so much better Michael Mann material. And again, Michael Mann just hasn't had a good track record for me for a while. I was not a fan of Public Enemies with Johnny Depp. I thought, okay, it's like he's tried to do Heat, but back in the bootlegging days, Tommy Gunn days, with Johnny Depp and Christian Bale. I was never a fan of that one. Black Hat may be his most boring movie. I know he's got a new one coming out called Ferrari, but I don't have any interest in it. I watched Ford vs. Ferrari. I'll just go watch that with Christian Bale. That was a pretty good one. But yeah, they have a little shootout. Colin Farrell lets Gong Li go. Again, I dare you to watch the film and watch the relationship between Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx. They barely... Sometimes it feels like they barely talk to each other. Like, they don't feel or seem like partners. And the few times they talk, it's like... kind of... They're almost talking like strangers. Like, again, I get no sense of them being partners. No sense of them being comrades. Like I said, Miami Vice, the movie, is more the Bad Boys movies. If they were given that Michael Bayism of explosions. So if Miami Vice had a bit more explosions, there's Bad Boys films. Not this movie. Like I said, it's... You're emotionally detached with lackluster dialogue, lackluster characterizations, almost zero development in terms of characters, muted color. I think it's an ugly looking movie. I think Collateral did that much better. For the most part, the score is very forgettable. You think Miami Vice should be like a great soundtrack. Not really, other than maybe one or two songs. And just... If it's like Miami Vice in name only. Like, if Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx were not called Sonny, Crockett, and Tubbs, which you barely hear those names mentioned anyway, they must be called Phil and Carl. There's Phil, there's Carl. You might as well call them that. You know what? The movie must be called Miami. See my neighbor's rooster is getting pissed off about it. He's telling me, what was that? Yeah, you might as well call it Miami Steen. The movie might as well called Miami Steen, starring Phil and Carl, played by Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx. If you did that, you'd be none the fucking wiser. You'd be thinking, oh, Michael Mann, I wonder why he didn't just make this Miami Vice. So, yeah, I think this film sucks. I think this film has always sucked. Again, the only positive I could give is that one scene there with Jamie Foxx, and maybe some little moments of violence. Like when the Russians are found out to be working with the FBI, the bad guys shoot. They're shooting this big, powerful weapon. You see the inside of the car, and you see, like, behind the seats, and when people get shot, you see, like, an arm fall off. That's pretty violent, I'll give you that. But those two little bits can't save the movie, I'm sorry. So, there's just no sense of cool. And Miami Vice should be cool. That was the whole fucking point, at least of the big success of the first two seasons of Miami Vice, was that sense of cool. There ain't nothing cool about this. So that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.